What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So in the wake of Takeoff's death, Takeoff's murder, rapper Takeoff of the Migos, actor Lakeith Stanfield chose to take to Twitter. Or no, was it Twitter or one of them? So one of these social media sites. I can't remember which one it was. And he put out a statement basically saying that if you are for gangster rap, if you're for gangster rap, you can't be for black people. Basically saying if you want gangster rap in the culture, if you're a fan of gangster rap and you enjoy it and you love listening to it, you cannot at the same time be for black folks, right? And you got people agreeing with it, you know what I mean? And you got people that's like, nah, I don't agree with that, right? And I'm going to just say this, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it at all. However, I can acknowledge, I will never act like gangster rap has not contributed to some degeneracy that we have within our culture in the black community. I will never act like that gangster rap hasn't influenced youth, because it has, for sure, right? But to say that if you enjoy listening to gangster rap, you can't be for black people, I think that is just absurd. There have been some people that have made powerful contributions to society and to our community, whether it be donating, whether it be through philanthropic efforts, who grew up listening to gangster rap and still go back and listen to that same gangster rap all the time, but still have made a profound impact amongst our black community, right? Gangster rap is an art form. It's an art form. Just like TV shows, just like movies. Nobody blames Stephen King or Steven Spielberg, for deaths or anything like that. They make these horror movies. Nobody blames them for mass shootings and stuff like that, right? Nobody does. However, rap is the only genre of music where people try to make a direct correlation between the music and the violence in the communities. I see it all the time. Rap is the only genre where this tends to happen. And people were like, well, we don't see country music people get into it with each other. Yeah, you may not, but there have been instances where we have heard mass shooters, mass murderers say that they were listening to stuff like Marilyn Manson and all of that, right? Before they went to go commit certain crimes and commit murders. But nobody puts the blame on heavy metal, death metal and heavy metal music and nothing like. Nobody does that. Nobody puts the blame of mass murders on movies made by Stephen King, the horror movie genre, or the action movie genre. Oh my God, the action movies are why people are shooting up schools, and people have said they've watched certain films before they did things, but nobody puts the blame on these genre of movies. But they'll blame it on the subgenre of gangster rap. They'll blame deaths within the black community on the subgenre of gangster rap, right? And to paint gangster rap with such a wide brush and a wide generalization that, if you listen to this music, you just don't like, you ain't for black folks. You ain't for us, right? That's unfair. Because the brother Lakeith Stanfield was wearing lingerie, right? He's an excellent actor. Excellent, right? But the brother was wearing stockings and lingerie and all of that, and I think some high heels. But nobody would say that Lakeith Stanfield is contributing to the emasculation of black men, right? Nobody will say that. And to say that would be unfair to him. To say that would be unfair to him to say, he's contributing to emasculating black men because of the attire that he wore in this photo shoot. And if you were to say that to him, he would say, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because that photo shoot wasn't for a film or nothing like that. It looked like it was just him at the crib just taking pictures for some type of photo shoot, for some type of magazine or something like that, So I don't find that fair. Now, I can say that, the consumer of these genres of music has changed. Maybe back then, the generation back then didn't think that these rappers were really doing these type of things. And now you have rappers who are really trying to be about that life. And there was rappers back then who were about that life too. But, you got young guys who are promoting it in a way in the music and so on and so forth and all of that. And kids have been influenced by subgenres like drill music. I will never act like they haven't. But to say that gangster rap, just if you for gangster rap, if you enjoy this music, if you like this music, if you listen to it, you're not for black people, I highly disagree with that, man. I highly disagree with it, man. Like, again, rap in the subgenre of gangster rap is the only subgenre of music where people try to make a direct correlation between the music and the violence in the communities. The situation with Takeoff had nothing to do with the music. In particular, this situation was an argument between two different groups of people where they had a disagreement. It had nothing to do with gangster rap is why this happened. People have arguments, right? And in a state of like Texas where people have guns all the time, sometimes people shoot first and ask questions later, right? People shoot first, and that is maybe due to a problem within our community where we aren't taught de-escalation, where we don't have conflict resolution classes to try to better handle conflict and turmoil between each other, between men. You know, and that can speak to that. But this situation in particular, this ain't had nothing to do with no rap music, bro. It just sounds like a very big reach to me. Like, oh, you can't be for black. Like, again, because nobody says that to people who enjoy heavy metal or death metal music. Nobody says that to people who enjoy horror movies, like where it's like demonic possession and cult-like followings and murder. Nobody says these about these murder crime movies. Oh man, if you like the movie Scream, it's because of the movie Scream. It's because of the Michael Myers movie that just dropped. It's because of the Jason movie where we have these serial killers. These movies have done it. No, people don't do that. Nobody tries to make that direct correlation for real. And if they do it, it's hardly ever. But when it comes to the subgenre of gangster rap, oh, you listen to that gangster rap, you a bad person. That gangster rap is the reason why every young black man is having conflict in the hood. And again, I'm not going to act like there aren't black men, young black dudes in the hood that weren't influenced by Chief Keef, Durk, and them. And I know that. Yes, that's true. But just to say that if you like this music, if you enjoy this content, this content of music, you aren't for black people, that's just a wide brush to paint on people. Because like I said before, if people say that Lakeith Stanfield is not for, it's contributing to the emasculation of black men because of the attire, the stockings and lingerie type clothes and the heels that he was wearing. If people say he has contributed to emasculating black men, he would say, hold on, wait a second, hold your horses, bro. They can't be put on me. You can't put that on, a community of people who choose to support the LGBTQ community. You can't put that on us. Like, he would say that. So it's like, bro, nah, man, I can't co-sign that at all, man. Gangster rap is an art form, and it's an expression of what goes on in the neighborhoods that we have oftentimes risen above or we come from, right? And some of it is now some dudes is rapping about what they're currently doing, and they out here trying to live a lifestyle of negativity, and it's horrible, it's horrific, and I would never say it's correct for them to do that, right? But then you got some individuals that's just talking about what's going on in society and all of that and what's going on in the block. And while I don't agree with I don't agree with the smoking on dead ops and all that. That is horrific. I would never agree with that type of stuff, right? But the gangster rap, like a Rick Ross, the NWA was doing, 50, Tip, Jeezy, stuff like that. Like, while there are people who listen to that for inspiration when they doing bad, it's a form of expression. It's an art form where people, vented on tracks about past life, what they used to do, so on and so forth. And to say that if they make that music, or if you're a consumer who likes this music, you're not for black folks. I just think, man, that's unfair, man. That's just unfair to me. I get what he's saying. Hey, gangster rap can be detrimental. Yes, it has contributed to degeneracy in our communities, but other forms of music has contributed to some degeneracy in other communities outside of the black communities, right? Death metal, heavy metal, all of that, and the drug use and the murders and the satanic songs and stuff like that. It has contributed to degeneracy in other groups. But A wide brush is not painted on death metal and heavy metal and rock music and these movies that are created. A wide brush is not painted on them to say, oh my God, it's those horror movies, right? It's those satanic movies that got these kids acting like that. It's those action movies, those shoot 'em up, bang bang movies that got them being like that. Nobody does that to to none of these production companies, film production companies. Nobody puts it on them. Nobody puts it on the genre of the movies. Nobody puts it on rock music and so on and so forth. Nobody puts drug overdoses on them, and people hardly ever do that. The way they don't, and if they do it, they don't do it in the same ilk that they do it with gangster rap music. What I'm saying, there have been people who put it on that. I remember back in the day they had Marilyn Manson on the Jerry Springer show, and they were like, "Oh man, your song did this, your song did that, or whatever." But it's never at the same way that they do it with gangster rap. It's never this. They don't do it. They don't put the blame on Marilyn Manson and the heavy metal and stuff and how and them contributing, that music form, that art form contributing to degeneracy within the white communities and all that. They don't do it at the same level that people do the gangster rap, and how the gangster rap got, oh my God, it's got the black community. You're not for black folks if you like this music. People don't do that when they talking about heavy metal and rock and roll and all of that, man. So that's just my stance on it. Y'all even know what y'all think. I did a lot of stuttering because I'm going off the top of my head, but I had to get that out, man. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.